If your watch is showing a time as 12 o'clock 30 minutes, what will be the angle between minutes hand and hours hand is the question. What is the angle between minutes hand and hours hand is the question. If the clock is showing a time as 12 o'clock 30 minutes, time as 12:30. So basically the watch is going to be like this. So we'll be having 12 hours. We'll be having 12 hours. So 12, 3, 6 and 9. If time is 12:30, if the time is 12:30, what is the angle is the question. So 12:30 means basically hours hand will be pointing towards 12 and the minutes hand will be pointing towards 6. So this is a position of the minutes hand and hours hand. They are asking us to find out angle between minutes and hours. That means basically this one we have to find out. Basically this one we have to find out. So what will be this angle? You can just observe. So minutes and hours and are like this. So this is what you have to find out. This is what you have to find out. So we basically think okay 12 and 6 it is looking like a straight line and marking the answer choice as 180 is absolutely wrong. If you are thinking the answer is 180, if you are thinking the answer is 180, 180 is absolutely a wrong answer. 180 is a wrong answer. 180 is a wrong answer. Why 180 is a wrong answer? If you can understand, then we can go with the actual understanding of the concept to make the answer choice on angle between the minutes and hours. So it is 12 o'clock 30 minutes. 12 o'clock 30 minutes. So at 12 o'clock, both minutes and hours hand will be at the same location. At 12 o'clock, both minutes and hours hand will be pointing at the same location. But when it is 1 o'clock, the minutes hand will make one complete circle and come at 12. And at 1 o'clock, hours hand will be pointing towards 1. At 2 o'clock, hours hand will be pointing towards 2. So the hours hand will not be stick at 12 all the time. So hours hand also will make a moment. So for example, if this is a clock, at 12 o'clock, both minutes and hours hand will be at the same location. If I go with the time like 12:15, so or 12:30, and at 1 o'clock, hours hand will be pointing towards 1. That means hours hand will be keep making some momentum towards 1, so it won't be stick to 12. So that is the reason if you are thinking 12:30 angle is 180 because of a straight line, so it is 12 o'clock pointing towards 12. 12:30 I am sure hours hand will be pointing towards 6 only, no doubt, but minutes hand will not be pointing towards 12. Minutes hand will make a momentum, hours hand will make a momentum. Minutes hand will be pointing towards 6, hours hand will make a momentum towards 1. That we have to understand how much momentum it is going to make towards 1. That will give say answer choice for you. That is the reason answer is not 180 degrees, because it is not a straight line. It will make some tilt. So what is that tilt? You have to know. What is that tilt? You have to know. So to understand that, let's look at very basic concepts, and some of the important points regarding the clocks. So basically, if you look at any clock, so the points to be remembered to solve the questions of the clocks, points to be remembered to solve the questions of clocks. So in clocks chapter, so I'm just solving one type of question here. I'm trying to discuss one type of question. So what is the type of question is, I'm trying to discuss a question where how can we find out the angle between minutes and hours and when we have any particular time, so basically if you take a clock like this, so in a clock there are total 12 hours. In a clock there are 12 hours. This is going to be 12, this is 3, this is 6, this is 9. So in a clock, total how many hours are there? What is the shape of the clock? Clock will be in the circular shape. So that's a point I'm trying to mention. The first clock will be in circular shape. What is the angle inside the clock? So what is angle inside the circle? Angle inside the circle is 360 degrees. So angle inside the clock, angle inside the clock at the center will be 360 degrees. Angle inside the clock will be equal to 360 degrees. And how many hours are there in a clock if you can observe? So 12, 1, 2, 3. So total how many hours are there? If you count, you are going to see total 12 hours. So in the clock, we will be having 12 hours. So can we make a point like this? All these 12 hours together is making an angle of 360 degrees. All the 12 hours together is making an angle which is equal to 360 degrees. So if all the 12 hours are 360 degrees, so can you tell me what is 1 hour angle from this? So from this 1 hour is going to be 12 threes are 36. So 1 hour will be equal to 30 degrees. 1 hour will be equal to 30 degrees. So if you know 1 hour is 30 degrees, that means that from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, angle is 30 degrees. 1 to 2 30, 2 to 3 30, 3 to 4 30, 4 to 5 30, 5 to 6 30. Like that, angle between any 2 hours you take, this angle will be equal to 30 degrees. Like that, all the 12 hours making 360 degrees. That's a basic point. And if you convert hours into minutes, so what is 1 hour in terms of minutes? 1 hour, we can write it as 60 minutes. 60 minutes will be equal to 30 degrees. So what is 1 minute from this? So 1 minute will be equal to 30 by 60. 30 by 60. So that will be equal to half degree. That will be equal to half degree. So that means we can say 1 hour will make 30 degrees as a tilt, and 1 minute will make half degree as a tilt. 1 minute will make half degree as a tilt. So these are the points, you just keep it in mind before you are proceeding with the solvation. So only the points which I am expecting you to understand from the entire discussion is, so in a clocks 1 hour will make 30 degrees and 1 minute will make half degree. 1 minute will make half degree. So please do remember these points before we are proceeding with the solvation. Before we are proceeding with the solvation of the question which is related to clocks type 1. So for example, we have any question as like this, as we have taken in the previous. So I'm taking the same question again. So just after, the question is, what is the angle between when the time is 12:30? Is the question. So whatever the approach which we have applied in the previous, let me use the same approach and make it in a clear way. So this is 12 o'clock 30 minutes. 12:30, I'm just trying to draw the virtual positioning. So what is the virtual positioning for this 12:30? I'm just trying to understand the virtual positioning. So virtual positioning is nothing but just try to place the minutes and hours and randomly where it is going to be located when it is 12:30. We all know the basic how to observe the watch. You can able to make that. So 12:30 means hours hand will be pointing towards 12. Hours hand will be pointing towards 12, and minutes hand will be pointing towards 6. This is 12 o'clock 30 minutes. This is 12 o'clock 30 minutes position. So you can just observe 12 o'clock 30 minutes, 12 o'clock 30 minutes. So what is the angle is the question. This you have to find out. So 12 to 6, how many hours are there? You can just observe 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So total how many hours of gap is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 hours of gap. So 1 hour is making 30 degrees as a tilt. All the 6 hours together, 6 into 30, 6 into 30, that is going to make 180 degrees as a tilt. 180 degrees as a tilt. And With that, our answer is not over. This is 12:30. That means you have to understand a point that hours hand will not be pointing towards 12. It will make some tilt towards 1. How much tilt it is going to make, just observe. So it is making a tilt of 30 minutes because this is 12:30. So in every 1 hour is making 30 degrees as a tilt, then half an hour will make 15 degrees as a tilt. Or otherwise you can also think like this: 1 hour will make 30 degrees as a tilt, and 1 minute will make half degree as a tilt. This is a point which we have taken in the previous. So whatever is the extra 30 minutes is there, this 30 minutes tilt is happening to the hour side. So this 30 minutes will make 30 into half degree, 30 into half degree, that is equal to 15 degrees. That is the tilt. So this 15 degrees will come extra like this. So now you can just observe the angle now. So what is the angle? You can just observe. So if you remove that 15 degrees from this, left is going to be the angle. So total 180, 180 minus 15, that is going to give a result as 165. This is one of the angle. We can say angle between the minutes and hours hand will be equal to 165. This is 165. That's all. Can proceed with the solvation. And do remember, we can also this angle as well. This is 180 plus 15. So also this we can take it as 165 and 195. Both are correct answers only. But most of the cases in the exam, you are going to get an angle which is called as a non-reflex. Always give a priority for getting an angle which is less than 180 degrees. Always give a priority for taking an angle which is less than 180 degrees. So 165 is a correct answer, and the other angle we can also get it by like this. Because this is a circle, in a circle total angle is 360. If you know one angle is 1 theta, the other angle we can blindly write 360 minus theta. So if you know one angle is 165, the other angle is going to be 195. So that is 360 minus 165. Like that we can find out the angle between the minutes and hours, angle between the minutes and hours. Okay. So I hope you are able to understand a point. So now let me take one more question to make it clear. So for example, you have a question: if clock is showing a time as going to be 3 o'clock 30 minutes, 3 o'clock 30 minutes. What is the angle between the minutes and hours? And what is the angle between the minutes and hours? And at 3:30 p.m. is the question. Now you can try. Anyways, I will help you out. 3 o'clock 30 minutes is the time. What is the angle between minutes and hours and is the question. I am not using any formula. Don't use any formula. Just follow the method which I am trying to tell you. Formula approach also I will discuss later. So let's look at this analytical approach in making the answer choice. So 3 o'clock 30 minutes. What is the angle between the minutes and hours? And try to draw the virtual positioning. Follow me for one more question. Then you can tell the answer choice. So 3 o'clock 30 minutes. First, just draw the clock shape. Just draw the clock shape and try to observe where will be the virtual positioning. 3 o'clock means hours hand will be pointing towards 3. 30 minutes means minutes hand will be pointing towards 6. Okay, this is a virtual positioning. So basically we have to find out this angle. So how can we get this angle? You just observe. How can we get this angle? You can just observe. So 3 to 6, how many hours of gap is there? 3, 4, 5, 6. So total how many hours of gap is there? There is 3 hours of gap. I told you only 2 points. 1 hour will make 30 degrees as an angle and 1 minute will make half degree as an angle. So now there is a 3 hours of gap. 3 hours of gap is there. So this 3 hours together will make 3 into 30 degrees. That is going to be 90 degrees. And apart from that, there is 30 minutes of tilt. So 1 minute will make half degree. 30 minutes will make 30 into half degree. That is going to be 15 degrees is a tilt. 15 degrees is a tilt. So you can just subtract this 15 degrees, because whatever is a 15 degrees will come, this will come like this. That means which we have to remove. So if you remove 15 degrees from this, it is going to give a result as 75 degrees. So that is the angle between the minutes and hours, and that is the angle between the minutes and hours, and when it is going to be 3 o'clock 30 minutes. When it is going to be 3 o'clock 30 minutes. I hope you are able to understand. Yes, nice, good response from the students. So let me give you one more question. So whoever understand this, try for the another question and give me a response for this question at least. So if watch is showing a time as 4 o'clock 20 minutes, 4:20 p.m. What is the angle between the minutes and hours, and what is the angle between the minutes and hours and at 4:20 p.m.? That's a question. At 4:20 p.m., what is the angle between minutes and hours? 4:20 p.m. 4:20 p.m. Find angle between minutes and hours. Find the angle. Just try for the question. Anyways, I'm there to help you out in getting the answer. So 4 o'clock 20 minutes. What is the angle between minutes and hours? And is a question. 4 o'clock 20 minutes. What is the angle between minutes and hours? And is a question. So try to understand the virtual positioning. Very simple. First step, draw the virtual positioning of the clock. So I'm just taking the virtual positioning of the clock. So 4 o'clock 20 minutes is the time. 4 o'clock 20 minutes is the time. So 4 o'clock means we can say hour's hand will be pointing towards 4. Hour's hand will be pointing towards 4. Let me represent that. This will be the hour's hand. 20 minutes means minutes hand will also pointing towards 4, right? Minutes hand will be also pointing towards 4. So because these two are the same location, there is no difference, angle will be 0, but there is 20 minutes tilt because of the hour sign. This 20 minutes will make 20 into half degree. There is a 10 degrees of tilt. There is 10 degrees of tilt. There is 10 degrees of tilt. So that's how we can proceed with the next question. Next question, which is given as 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock 25 minutes, 2:25 p.m. What is the angle between the minutes and hours? 5 o'clock 10 minutes. What is the angle between minutes and hours? So find out the answers for these three questions. 3 o'clock 40 minutes. What is the angle? And 2 o'clock 25 minutes. What is the angle? 5 o'clock 10 minutes. What is the angle? 40 minutes. What is the angle between minutes and hours? What is the answer? Just blindly observe. Very simple approach. You can directly make the answer. So 3 o'clock 40 minutes means 3 o'clock 40 minutes means where will be the hours hand? Hours hand will be pointing towards 3. Where will be the minutes hand? 40 minutes means it will be pointing towards 8. It will be pointing towards 8. So this angle we have to find out. This angle we have to find out. So you can just observe 3 to 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8. How many hours? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hours of gap is there. 1 hour will make 30 degrees. 5 hours will make 5 into 30 degrees, that is 150 degrees. But there is a tilt because of 40 minutes. So at 3:40, that means this hours hand will move towards 4. So there is a 40 minutes of tilt. So 1 minute will make half degree, then 40 minutes will make 40 to half degree, that is going to be 20 degrees. So if you remove this from this, you will get an answer which is equal to 130 degrees. So we can say angle between the minutes and hours hand will be equal to 130 degrees here. Similarly, if it is 2 o'clock 25 minutes, 2 o'clock 25 minutes. So just observe how can we proceed with 2:25, 2:25. So you can just observe the same logic we can apply in proceeding. So 2 o'clock 25 minutes means 2 o'clock 25 minutes means, yes, I am getting some responses. Nice. Some students are. Why we have to remove? Yes, Saiteja, I'll tell you. So why we are removing, you will understand. I'll explain for 225 again. So please observe why you are removing, you will understand. So here we are just removing 150 minus 20, that is 130. So some of the student question. So sir, why you are subtracting or why you are removing? So why I'm subtracting, you will understand. Let's observe for one more question. 225 is there. So 225 means where will be the hours and minutes hand, you just observe. So this is 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. 225 means hours hand is pointing towards 2, and 25 means minutes hand is pointing towards 5. So we have to find out this angle. So you can just observe how many hours of gap is there. 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So total 3 hours of gap is there. 3 hours means 3 into 30 degrees. 3 into 30 degrees. That will give total 90 degrees as angle. 90 degrees as angle. And there is 25 minutes. So what is 25 minutes? So 1 minute will make half degree. 25 minutes will make 25 into half degree. That is going to be 12 half. That point is clear. Now, so in the previous we subtracted for last two questions, and always we have to subtract or we have to add. And how can we recognize that whether we have to add or subtract? So that's one of the students' question. So you can just observe this is 2 o'clock 25 minutes. So I will ask a very simple question, my dear students. You can just observe at 2 o'clock, hours hand is pointing towards 2 and minutes hand is pointing towards, hours hand is pointing towards 2, minutes hand is pointing towards 12. So when the time is keep going as 2:10, 2:15, 2:30 and all, the hours hand will point towards 3 or will point towards 1. Hours hand will point towards 3, right? Because 2:10, 2:15 and all. That means it will make a momentum towards 3. That means whatever is a tilt because of 25 minutes is there, this tilt will come this side. So the initially total 3 hours angle we find out as 90, but this is a tilt which is coming inside. That's why we are just removing this from the given. So if you remove this from the given, so leftover is going to be your answer choice. So you can just observe the leftover is going to be 77 half will use your overall angle. 77 and half will use your overall angle. That's angle between minutes and hours. So 5 o'clock 10 minutes, what is the angle is another question which you are able to see. 5 o'clock 10 minutes, if your clock is showing 5:10 p.m., what is the angle between minutes and hours? So we'll apply the same similar approach. 5 o'clock 10 minutes, 5 o'clock 10 minutes. Where will be the minutes and hours? And you just observe. So this is going to be the virtual positioning. I'm trying to draw the virtual positioning of the clock first, and then we can proceed with the solution. There is nothing, and don't think that always we have to subtract, my dear students. So that depends upon the question. And to understand, give one trick. Let's understand you and let's realize it is not all about subtracting, and always don't think about the subtraction. So this is 5 o'clock 10 minutes. So where will be the hours hand? 5 o'clock 10 minutes means we can say hours hand will be pointing towards 5. 10 minutes means minutes hand is pointing towards 2. So we have to find out this angle. So how can we get this angle? You can just observe 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. Total how many hours of gap is there? 3 hours of gap is there. So 3 hours is nothing but 3 into 30 degrees. This will make a total tilt which is equal to 90 degrees. So with that, my answer is not over. There is a 10 minutes of tilt. So we can calculate what is 10 minutes. 1 minute is half degree. 10 minutes is going to be 10 into half degree. That is going to be 5 degrees. So my dear students, always don't subtract. Just understand whatever is a tilt because of the minutes and which is coming inside. So tilt because of the minutes. Whatever is the tilt made by the hours and because of the minutes, that may come inside or may come outside. Based on that, you can add or subtract. You can observe this is 5 o'clock. So 5 o'clock 10 minutes or 5 o'clock 15 minutes, this hours hand will move towards 6, right? How many minutes it is moving? 10 minutes. That means it will move outside by 5 degrees. Now the angle is not going to be added. So 90 plus 5, it is going to be 95. 90 plus 5, it is going to be 95. So, and to make always checking whether it is moving outside or inside, if you are facing a problem, you can just realize a simple point. So this is M. After when you are drawing the figure, you can just make a notation whether it is minutes and hours hand. So when you are going from minutes hand to hours hand, then always add the values. Getting the values, no difference between any question. So if you are going from M to H, you can add. If you are going from H to M, you can subtract. So that is what I am trying to make you a point. So whenever you just remember this basic point, that will be enough. If you are going from M to H, minutes hand to hours hand, then you can add the values. If you are going from H to M, hours hand to minutes hand, and you can subtract the values. So to remember this, so you can just observe, and you can remember this as Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Helicopter shot is always positive. M to H. Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Helicopter shot is always positive. So you can just take positive 6. So you can just take M to H. You can just remember like this. M to H. M to H is always going to be plus. Always going to be plus. So M to H, it is going to be plus. H to M, it is going to be minus. Now you can take any question and use the same strategy. You will be able to get the answer. That means, for example, let me take a very simple question. So for example, I have to find out the angle between minutes and hours. So let's assume that the time is 8 o'clock 15 minutes. So I'm randomly taking any time. You can take anything or any question, angle between. You can use this strategy to make the answer. So 8 o'clock 15 minutes is the time. What is the angle is the question. So I'm just trying to draw the virtual positioning. So 12 and 3 and 6 and 9. So it is 8 o'clock 15 minutes. 8 o'clock means hour hand is pointing towards 8. Hour hand is pointing towards 8. Let me project it as like this. 15 minutes means minutes hand will be pointing towards 3. This is M and this is H. So and after this, what we need to do, just observe the number of hours of gap. How many hours of gap is there? 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is 5 hours of gap is there. 5 hours will make 5 into 30 degrees. 5 into 30 degrees. There is a 150 degrees of tilt. And there is a tilt because of 15 minutes. So this 15 minutes will make 15 into half. That is nothing but 7.5 degrees. 7.5 degrees of tilt will be there. This tilt will come inside or outside, you just observe. This tilt will come inside or outside, you can just observe and you can proceed. So you are going from M to, you have to add this tilt or subtract this tilt. First you can just observe. So 5 into 30 degrees, that is 150 degrees. This is clear, I guess. And 15 into half, this is 7.5. Till here, no change. Now, your answer is whether adding or subtracting. That you will understand by going with M to H or H to M. You can just observe here in this, you are going from M to H. M to H. Mahendra Singh Dhoni helicopter shot is always positive. You can just add these values. This is 157. Apart from that, so why you are adding, if you are thinking logically, if you start thinking logically why we are adding, you can understand after, this is 8 o'clock, we are talking about 8:15. After 8, the hour hand will move towards 9. That means whatever is the 15 degrees of tilt is there, that will come outside. That is going to be 7.5. So 130 plus 7.5, 150 plus 7.5, that is giving a result. 150 plus 7.5, that is giving a result which is equal to 157.5. So that is a basic understanding. So always checking that will be taking time. So that's why you can just observe this. After drawing the virtual diagram, to H or H to M, based on that you can add or subtract. Based on that you can add or subtract. So I'm asking a simple question now. Can you tell me what is the answer for these two questions, with that we'll wind up. So first question. So if the time is 9 o'clock, 40 minutes, what is angle? 10 o'clock, 10 minutes, what is angle? So you can just observe, no matter whether it is AM and PM, there is no change in the angle anyways. So just for the namesake, they will be giving that. So, and you can just observe what is angle when it is 9:40 PM and 10 o'clock, 10 minutes. So whether you have to add or subtract, you only realize and try to tell me the answer. You only realize whether you have to add or subtract. Based on that, you tell me the answer. 9 o'clock 40 minutes. 9 o'clock 40 minutes. Nice, good response from the students. Very good. 10 o'clock 10 minutes. Please check Diksha Kumari. What is the answer for the first question? I am getting so many responses and different responses. Please check and tell me the answer. 9:40 PM. What is the angle between 9:40 PM? What is the angle between minutes and hours? 10 degrees. Okay. 9:40 means where will be the hours hand? Hours hand will be pointing towards 9. 40 minutes means minutes hand will be pointing towards 8. Minutes hand will be pointing towards 8. So how many hours of gap is there? You can just observe. There is 1 hour of gap. 9 to 8, there is 1 hour of gap. So 1 hour will make 30 degrees as a tilt. So 1 into 30, that is going to be 30 degrees. And there is 40 minutes of tilt. So please do remember, 1 minute will make half degree, 40 minutes will make 40 into half degree, that is 20 degrees. Right. So you are going from M to H and add the values. You can add the values. So the sum of these two is going to be 50 degrees. So angle will be equal to 50 degrees for the question. M to H. You are not going from H to M. You are going from M to H. So whether we have to add or subtract, you can decide. So because this is 9, so it will go towards 10. 20 degrees will tilt, will come outside. Anyways, minutes and will be at 8. So that's why we have to add. So because this is going from M to H. M to H. So we can say answer choice is going to be 50 degrees, not 10 degrees. Maybe some students has given the answer as 10 degrees. 10 degrees. 50 degrees is the correct answer. Yes. Yes, Soma. Right. Fine. What is the answer for the next question? 10 o'clock, 10 minutes. What is the angle? 10 o'clock, 10 minutes. Hours hand is pointing towards 10. First mention whether it is hours or minutes. Okay. 10 o'clock, 10 minutes. Always go in a clockwise direction. So 10 o'clock, 10 minutes. Minutes hand is pointing towards this. Minutes hand is pointing towards this. So you can go from here to here also. You can go from here to here also. Anything is fine. But which is better is, because always they used to give a lesser angle as an answer. So always choose a gap of less so that your calculation part also little easy. So I'm trying to check out what is angle from here to here. This angle I'm trying to find out. So 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2. Total 4 hours of gap is there. 1 hour will make into 30 degrees, that is 120 degrees. And there is 10 minutes of tilt. So 1 minute will make half degree. 10 minutes will make 10 into half degree, that is going to be 5 degrees. So you are going from here to here. You are going from hours to minutes. Whatever is a tilt will come inside. That's why we have to subtract. And I only told you one point. Minusing the M to H is going to be addition. That means obviously H to M will be subtraction. So you can just subtract these two. Your answer choice is going to be 115 degrees. Your answer choice is going to be 115 degrees. Or otherwise, if you didn't find this as an answer choice in your options, so then don't think that you are wrong. So for example, your options are given more than 180 degrees. So then what is the other angle? This is same as 360 minus 115 degrees. 360 minus 115 degrees. That means it is same as 245 degrees. It is same as 245 degrees. Whatever, why not minute to hours? Why we can go from minutes to hours also, no doubt, undoubtedly we can go from minutes to hours also. We can easily do that calculation as well. We'll use the same answer. Let me calculate just for the understanding purpose. So this is minutes and hours. So 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, and 9 to 10. So this is a gap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hours of gap is there. So 8 into 30 degrees, that will give. So now I'm going from M to H, right? So how many minutes? 10 minutes. 10 minutes is anyways 5 degrees. 10 into half degree, no doubt. So now we have to add or subtract. You are going from M to H. Same question I am doing in both the ways. If you are going from M to H, you will have to add. So that time it is 245. So as soon as you get 245, don't think that you are wrong. So what is 245? 360 minus 245 will give the same result as 115. So only the thing is, give a priority for a non-reflex angle. Non-reflex angle means angle which is less than 180 degrees. That's only the point which I want to convey. So Jitendra, if the time is going to be 3:42, the same logic you can apply. No doubt, undoubtedly, we can apply the same logic in proceeding. So 3 o'clock 42 also you can apply the same logic. So don't think that we cannot apply for 42, we can apply for 30 and all. So you will get 42 into half degree. That's only the difference. What is 42 into half degree? That is giving a result as 21. So 3 o'clock 40 minutes there is into 30 degrees. This will give 150. So because 3 to 8, you are going from H to M, you have to subtract. So subtract this 21 from this, you will get your answer choice as 129 degrees. Like that you can proceed. Okay. So I hope you are able to get that point. I hope you are able to get the point. So like that you can able to see the questions which are available.